Hello, everybody.
As I stretch awkwardly, sorry, I just didn't realize we were going. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Almost.
Christmas. It's Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Well, it's Christmas Eve when it's coming out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Thanks
we
for
are
joining
always
us.
a day ahead.
Yeah. We're excited to be hanging out with you, and we're excited that this Christmas season has happened, right? Like,
We're in it.
It's just, it feels very nostalgic when you kind of just stop and you look at, okay, we're actually at Christmas.
Yeah.
It does not feel like it's been like a whole December.
No. And you know what? Here's, it has gone quick. We've made it. Once again, like almost always happens, I feel like the gap between when school ends and Christmas actually happens needs to be as short as possible. If somehow school could get out on the 23rd, that would be brilliant. Because it always seems that the first full day of no school, right, that Saturday, is incredibly difficult for some young children I know. Right? It's just like, we're done school. It should be Christmas now. And there's like, it's just, we're not going to make it. We're not going to, I can't. And so anyway, so Friday cannot come soon enough in our house. And so we are trying to just enjoy and slow down and take it all in. But at the same time, it'll be a good day when it's Christmas Day. So we can hopefully breathe and... But anyways, it's a season of waiting, and I think nothing exposes our impatience like forced waiting, and so it's probably really healthy for us.
And I think that's also why I'm very thankful that snow came, because it was like just the right time, and everybody's kind of out and doing their thing, and it's a full day experience now.
Totally.
Whereas without snow, it's kind of like, I don't feel like going outside. Right?
Yeah.
And there's not much drawing you out, and so I think it's a good thing for families.
Yes.
Maybe not for people driving, but
It's it definitely is one of those. So I was driving around Monday when the snow was starting, and even when there was a good centimeter on the ground, things were fine. Yeah. Right? It was fine. And then as the day went on and it got slicker and slicker, and then now it's just ice. And you're like, all right, I want to know how it is that every year it seems like road crews seem to be like a little, I don't want to say unprepared, but I don't know. Some days you drive out and you see the salt everywhere and you're like, okay, they were ready. And then sometimes you're like, where's the salt? where's the grit? What's going on? And so I don't know. I'm not trying to throw anybody under. It's interesting that sometimes you're like, yes, they were on it. All right, good job. And most of the time they're on it. I want to be very clear about that. Most of the time. I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man who's just complaining about the snow. But it's a beautiful distraction for the kids. It is pretty outside. The sun is shining today as I was coming in, and it's reflecting. It's just gorgeous out, so it's really nice. Make sure you get out and enjoy it. Nothing better than just a nice walk along the lake on Christmas Eve and make the most of it. So.
And speaking of grumpy old men, there's a lot of birthdays happening this year as well too.
Yes.
There's one happening in Christmas Day.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to celebrate Jesus' birthday.
We're also wishing Elsa a happy 80th birthday.
Are you sure she's okay with us sharing her age? But happy birthday, Elsa. Yeah.
That's an interesting thing. I think the December people kind of get a bit of a short end because like there's so much going on and everything. So you, Elsa, Crystal, Sherry, Erna.
That's right.
I know that there's more.
Well, we meet Thursday nights in a little support session. No, I'm just kidding. I've always found it's not as bad as some people think. But it is what it is, and you just, okay. Some people, it's like, no, Christmas can't start till the birthday is done and out of the way. And some of us are just like, maybe we were that way at some point in our lives. And then you just eventually go, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just... It is what it is. I thought you were going to say, when you said speaking of grumpy old men, as a Miller House, we were playing some charades last night. And
I do love that segue.
Maybe some of us were like grumpy, and we're like, "Who are you?" Anyways, I'm not gonna point fingers, but it's a good character, just grumpy old daddy man. And,
Well, happy birthday to all you.
Yes,
all of you.
happy birthday,
I know
especially Elsa.
I know that there's more. And I'm sorry I'm forgetting you, but happy birthday to all of you, and to Jesus,
Especially. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're hanging out this morning, and it's a good chance to chat and to enjoy some new coffee.
That's right.
Because we're making our way around
We
West
are.
Kelowna, and we're enjoying it. This is the beauty from Kakuli.
Yes. Do you know, okay, this would horrify me as a business owner, but do you know what made me think that, we've got to get coffee from Kakuli? We were out for a walk as a family the other day, and laying on the side of the road is what it is with the logo up, and I went, Kakuli, we should get coffee from there for the next coffee talk. Yeah. So as much as you hate to see litter, especially if it's tied back to your own business, it was great advertisement. And so
it is.
That's what led us there today.
But this still, I can't handle it.
Yeah, you know what? Mine's staying put. You just gotta, I don't know, really, don't be too gentle. Here's the thing I do like. They give out stoppers.
Oh, okay.
So, that's always a nice when you're getting a coffee to go. It kind of throws some added points given the fact that there's nothing festive about this. But whatever. Festive cups, I'm sure, cost a lot more just to change out for a month or two.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this is their dark roast. I say I don't think they roast it. It comes from somewhere else. But anyways.
I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm. And
I would say middle of the road.
Yeah, totally.
Middle of the list.
It's but when you factor in the fact that there is also middle of the road coffees that are cheaper.
That's true.
Maybe that drops it down a little bit. But you know what? We don't need to bore people with too much coffee talk because here's the great thing about Kakuli. They also have great food. So I walk in there today to grab his coffee, and they've got like the little itty bitty. Not that I don't want to eat in front of all of you, but they're little itty bitty. I say itty bitty. This is like what, 3, 4, 5 Timbits all in one.
That's true.
And probably the calories of 9.
Yeah.
But they're Bannock bites. I don't know. There's no way that's a bite. I mean, sure.
It could be. No, it could be.
I could fit that in my mouth, but that's disgusting, and I'm not going to make you watch or endure that. And so I'll enjoy that in a moment. And there's one, of course, for you because I'm going to share. It's Christmas after all.
It is Christmas.
But great food, middle of the road coffee. Mm-hmm. And so thanks to the fine folks at Kakuli who made us food without knowing you were making it for us and coffee. And I feel like there's other things going on that we should be talking about more importantly than coffee and food. But Christmas Eve. Hopefully you're watching this before Christmas Eve, and this can stand as a reminder that at 6:30 tonight, or last night, depending on when, but 6:30 on Thursday, December 24th, and that's 6:30 p.m., Christmas Day morning, you could rewatch it if you would like watching things early in the morning, but 6:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve, we will have our service live. It's live and on tape, like it's a mix of pre-recorded and live elements that will be coming to you from here. So gather around your household, and we want to sing together, we want to worship together, celebrate together, and focus on Jesus on Christmas Eve. Yeah. And so that's coming up. And I know sometimes it's the question is, the Sunday right after Christmas can feel a little like, what's going on? Yeah. Still a service on Sunday morning, and at normal 10 o'clock time. And we've got a special guest speaker coming. Another one of our missionary partners is going to share with us. Mm-hmm. And so that's normal. We've been doing through December as a way just to kind of help people connect a little better. We've been meeting on Zoom at 6:30 in the evenings, on Sunday evenings. And so we'll have one more of those coming up. And we'd love for you to join us. A couple ways to get connected with that. One, if you get our bulletin emails, you already get the link. And so just scroll on down until you find the link. It's all in there. And if you don't normally get the bulletin, but you would like to get that information, You can email our church office. I'm going to warn you, though, Thursday, Christmas Eve day, is the last chance to connect with someone at the church office before that Sunday. And so send an email off or call in on Thursday as soon as you watch this, and we'll make sure that you get added to the list.
Yeah.
And we'd love to just connect. It's been fun.
It's been really good. It's been cool to see even a different group every time, right?
Yeah.
So just seeing people that we haven't seen in quite a long time, and seeing a lot of foreheads.
Yep.
And it's good to just hang out.
And a lot of ceilings. But it's just great.
It's good. And it's really cool to kind of even just come into your home and to just hang out with you in a really relaxed hangout kind of way, and pray for each other. Like I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's kind of the hope for that, and that's our hope for even Christmas Eve, is to kind of just be in your house in the nicest way possible, to just hang out with you, and we're excited about that. And even we had some great ideas to even have more of our missionaries share a little bit more of what's going on, and so we actually have a special treat for you today. Not just Bannock. It's not just Bannock that's a special treat. We actually have a special treat from one of our short-term missionaries in the field, and you're going to hear from our good friend DOJOHN in just a minute, and just hear a bit of an update of where he's at and what God is doing in him, and stuff he's excited about, and where God is going to take him in the new year as well too. He lives in the States, and so there's interesting things happening there, and yet that doesn't change his purpose and mission, and that doesn't change what God is doing in him, and it's been really good. So you'll be able to hear from him. But thanks for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you around unless there's any.
I was just gonna say we'll see you Christmas Eve, and you know what? It just jumped to mind. Do you remember back to March? We encouraged people to still, your church at home, you dress, so we just still maybe put some clothes on, but everyone was like, nah, we're coming to church in our pajamas. It's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Come to church in your pajamas, and let's just celebrate together.
And I almost forgot.
What?
Today was pre-Christmas, so I was talking before about the fact that who honestly has a Christmas sweater other than in the tickle trunk, something that you would keep.
Lots of people I know.
pull it out once a week, right? This is kind of my Christmas sweater.
Nice.
I found it. I realized I found it.
It's a very nice sweater.
But after saying that a little while ago, I actually received a gift. So I actually received this beauty. This beautiful Christmas sweater.
Lovely.
Which I hope you can see. And some friends of mine on there. And so it's a family of singers, and
interesting.
I'm quite enjoying this version of a Christmas sweater. So
there you go.
This will be my.
It's a beauty. It's a full-on beauty.
I'm so thankful for it.
I can just picture Chewbacca singing "Oh Holy Night." Anyways, on that note, we'll see you Thursday night, and have a very Merry Christmas.
Hey everybody, just welcoming you today, and we have a special guest who many of you know and might be a bit of a new face to some of you. And we like his face, and we like his hair, and we're glad that he's just hanging out with us today. But we wanted to kind of fill you in on where he's at today, and as one of our supported short-term missionaries, we have the privilege of being a part of Ben's mission. So this is DOJOHN, and he is with Surf the Nations, and he is in Hawaii, and that's as specific as I can get because I don't know all the islands. So tell us, where are you in Hawaii?
Well,
I'm probably saying it wrong. Hawaii?
Yeah, there's many interpretations as to how to say it, but hey, what's up everybody? It's good to even just be talking to Kevin and catching up, and this year has been a year like no other, but once again, just to kind of bring it back into perspective, as I have sent out different letters or updates, but yes, I'm still currently with STN, aka Surfing the Nations, on Oahu. So that's where Honolulu is and Waikiki, and you have the background picturesque hotel skylines. And then you go to the center of the island, which is where Wahiwa is. That's where our base, or one of the Surf of the Nations bases, is currently located, and that's where I'm currently on staff here. I have been as of almost 20 days from now, 4 years. It'll be 4 years that I would have been on staff with them. So that's exciting. That's also a big kind of step looking into the future as well, but still currently on staff with them, and excited as to what God has been doing here in my time here, and specifically this year, and kind of now looking into the future. Doors are opening. Back in 2016 in the summer, I was here just like every other intern. I was here for 3 months, and then just had a huge tug on my heart to come back out here, and the Lord made a way for me to come out here then in the spring, January specifically of 2017. And I did. They require you to do a 3-month leadership program, and then from there you join staff and they position you. So I was put in the Feeding the Hungry, which is kind of like the focus is those who are, we'll say low income, people that are homeless, and just working with them to get them fed, to get them resources, honestly just to befriend them. The focus is definitely relationships in that one. And so I served in that department for a year, was able to apply for more of a long-term visa, and I was given the position then of outreach director, so overseeing my old position of Feeding the Hungry with also a focus in like the youth program. We call that Ulupono. Ulupono, the actual name means to thrive on a righteous path. So it's just like a Hawaiian word. And then also the surf and skate department, because we like to incorporate the action sport side of things into our ministry. I served on that department for, I want to say, 1.5 years. And then almost a year earlier from today, I was asked to then join up in 2 new roles. So I got to take off one hat and put 2 new hats on. And so I joined up our internship department, which is a team. We basically then take in whoever applies to be a part of the program. And I think in the 2 schools that I was a part of, there was the first class, there was 40 students. And then this one in spring, I think, had 26. And it's basically like day in and day out discipleship.
Yeah.
With that, the second hat was being a part of our core leadership team, which makes up of the founders and then myself currently. And the main focus is basically staff care and kind of like the spiritual well-being of the organization. And so that was kind of my journey for these last 2 semesters from September of 2019. I'm just trying to remember all the dates. September 2019 until March of 2020. And then COVID hit. Yeah. And a lot of things shifted. We had a lot of staff actually transition out in this time, which has been a whole new journey within itself. But I think we just realized the value of staff care and pouring into our staff and really caring for them in the midst of everything that's going on, whether it's COVID or, hey, just like the world will never be the same. We've recognized that a lot of the way that we run our programs, it's had to shift and it's had to change, but people are still people and we need to love them regardless of how things are shifting. And so I was actually released from internship, and my sole focus now is core leadership. So a lot of staff one-on-ones, a lot of seeing the people as individuals and just saying, hey, what does this person need today that I can give? Whether that's just a, hey, so-and-so, how are you actually doing today? Or like, let me just take you out for coffee and let's just talk. Like, let's just take a step back and let's just talk. Or dealing with conflict. It's been a journey, but very thankful and excited for the things that God has done this year, but will continue to do throughout 2020 and into 2021. So
Yeah.
that's kind of been my journey so far.
So that's awesome.
Nations.
Thanks for even just telling us, like, even what you, not just like the title, but like even what you do from day to day, because that even just gives us more of a picture of what we can be seeing and praying for you for. Okay, so my next question is a two-parter.
Okay.
First part is, what does the end of 2020 look like? Like, how does this year end for you? But also, how can Lakeview be praying for Ben DOJOHN specifically of what's happening next, or what you need prayer for these days?
Definitely. Yeah, kind of like what I was saying, these last couple weeks have actually been kind of like the closing chapter to 2020. We graduated our interns. We've switched the way that we graduate our leadership training students too, where we actually graduate them after their first year commitment, which is the 15 months that they step into. So we're actually currently graduating them tonight. And then honestly, people are just on their way transitioning home for the Christmas season, those that can do that. I'm currently staying in Hawaii for Christmas just because of COVID stuff and because of timeline. So I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, I'm sure you'll see this, but we've already figured that out, but I will currently be here. And so there's a chunk of staff that will be here. And so yeah, I guess the remainder of the year is just going to be, one, unpacking everything that's happened this year. Firmly believing that the way that you leave a season is the way that you're going to start a season. And that's a big touching point for me, is just like, hey, let's create the space. Let's create the room. Just creating a space for people to, hey, what did we learn from this time? Even specifically for myself, doing this on an individual basis, like, what did I learn from these circumstances? What would I change? And where was the Lord in the midst of all of this? Just coming out of a place of thankfulness. Yes, there's been so much tragedy, but I think in the midst of tragedy, God has done such an epic work that it would be a total shame and disservice if we weren't going to recognize Him and His faithfulness in the midst of this stuff. So I think just creating a space for us to look back, for us to learn the lessons, and then take those into 2021, believing that, hey, like, we just took a whole internship through a COVID-19 season. Going way back, when I wasn't allowed into the US and I had to really press in and ask the Lord, like, where should I go next? What should I do? Like, that was a big trust building, faith building season for me, of like stepping into that. And I think honestly, that was one of the testimonies that came to mind at the beginning of, hey, will we take this internship into this next season, of like, hey, you were faithful to take me through that season. Why can't you take this internship and this staff through another, like, uncertain, we weren't expecting this kind of season? There's tons of opportunities, and opportunities will always come, but it's like, hey, is this the right time? Is this actually what I'm supposed to be pursuing, no matter how good it looks? So I think that's like a big one, is just the timing of it right now. As of right now, it's still a process. I gave myself until January of 2021 when I told myself I'm going to give myself that time to make a decision, just to either honor and say, hey, yes, I'm transitioning out, or hey, I'm going to reapply for my visa, because I can actually get an extension on the current visa that I have for another 2.5 years, which would be epic. But it's a pretty significant process to go through again. And so just to give myself or the organization time to transition or to move on to what is next. That's big. So if you guys could be praying for that, that would be epic, incredible. The main one is just like, hey, Lord, what does this next season look like for me? And in these new passions and doors opening, whether it's worship or leadership or teaching, where do you like lead me in that? Where do you want to take that? How can I grow in that? So that's awesome. It's exciting stuff. I'd appreciate a prayer for that.
We would love to. And you can also still support Ben even through our short-term mission fund, where you can give towards that. And if you need more information, you can contact Sherry through the church office. And there's ways to support there, but for sure, even just committing to praying and to being a part of the mailing list and stuff like that too. That these are awesome ways that we can band together and see just God doing amazing things. And so even thanks for sharing with us, how God is using you to touch other people. And I think that's awesome. And so thanks for hanging out with us today, Ben, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you everybody for your prayers in this time. Thank you for all the support, for all the financial support, for even just the quick words of encouragement. That has meant so much to me. Being that I haven't been home. I was home for that 3-day stint, and then I ran right back here during my dad's transition and all the other stuff that happened then. And so, yeah, I just so appreciate it. And I'm really grateful for the friendship, first and foremost, and the relationship. But even just past that, the prayers, the financial support, it really means a lot to me. And I couldn't be doing what I'm doing without you. So, yeah, I'm really thankful for my connection still to Lakeview, even with my family moving on to other things. The fact is you are still my family, and I'm still a member of Lakeview. And so I'm really grateful and thankful for your guys's, willingness to still believe in me and support me and love me in the midst of this season and in the midst of everything. So, I'm praying for you guys. I know you have a new pastor. That's exciting. Believing that the Lord will continue to use you guys in the midst of this season, in what I've seen with the way that he's used our organization here in Hawaii. So
that's awesome.
Very
Thanks for
cool.
hanging out, Ben.
Thanks, you guys. We'll talk to you soon.